first story I like to call the pressure cooker, because one of the first clients, first calls this week was with an educational leader from a center that's part of a large group in Victoria. And she booked one of our culture clarity calls because the center is under a significant amount of pressure, like right now, and she is trying to stabilize the team. And at the moment, she is filling multiple roles at once, covering leadership responsibilities while also being on the floor because they are short-staffed. 2 educators recently resigned and just walked out due to burnout. The team are also managing a group of children with very high needs, which means there are constant supervision challenges. And there's been incidences of biting, climbing, and their outdoor area is extremely large, which, as you know, makes things very difficult to supervise the educators and the children effectively. So on top of that, head office feedback has been heavily focused on KPIs and performance rather than what the educators are experiencing on the ground. So she reached out because she wants to turn the culture around before more educators leave. And her biggest concern during the conversation was actually child safety, which makes sense. When educators are stretched and burnt out, supervision becomes harder, patience becomes thinner, and the whole environment becomes more reactive instead of proactive. And what we explored together was how culture can become that stabilizing force during periods like this. Not culture as a buzzword, but culture as something that creates shared ownership across the team, where educators support each other, step in for each other, communicate clearly, and feel responsible for maintaining a safe environment together. Because when culture becomes shared across the team, the pressure doesn't sit on one leader alone. And when teams feel supported and connected, they are far more likely to stay. Since the center is part of a larger group, the next step is to bring their area manager into this conversation to explore whether this type of support could help stabilize other centers as well across the group.